Here is the English translation of your text. Bodhisattva Mahāsthāmaprāpta, a symbol of infinite wisdom and compassion in Mahayana Buddhism. Bodhisattva Mahāsthāmaprāpta, also known as Daitei Chi, is not only a bodhisattva, but also a symbol of immense wisdom and boundless compassion in the Mahayana tradition. Below are some extended discussions on his origins and background. 1. Roots in Mahayana scriptures. Spiritual origin. According to Mahayana scriptures, Bodhisattva Mahāsthāmaprāpta is regarded as the embodiment of the Buddha's infinite wisdom. He not only represents the illuminating power that shines in all directions, but also signifies enlightenment that transcends all spiritual boundaries. Connection with other bodhisattvas. As part of the Western Pure Land Trinity, Taifung Tamthan, alongside Amitabha Buddha and Avalokiteshvara, Guanyin, Mahāsthāmaprāpta plays a vital role in supporting the practice and salvation of sentient beings. While Amitabha Buddha presides over the creation of the Pure Land, Avalokiteshvara represents compassion in relieving suffering, and Mahāsthāmaprāpta symbolizes boundless wisdom, illuminating the path to liberation. Meaning of his name and symbolism. The significance of Mahāsthāmaprāpta. The name Mahāsthāma, Tai, symbolizes great power and the all-encompassing light of wisdom, while Prapta implies the attainment of wisdom that guides beings out of ignorance. Thus, he is believed to shine his wisdom upon the 10 directions, dispelling the darkness of misunderstanding. A symbol of enlightenment, his depictions in art, paintings, and statues are often accompanied by symbols of light, serving as a beacon for those lost in the realms of ignorance. Role in the Pure Land and Mahayana tradition. Support in spiritual practice. In the Pure Land school, Tindo Tong, Mahāsthāmaprāpta is one of the key figures assisting sentient beings in achieving enlightenment and inner transformation. By embodying limitless wisdom, he facilitates the understanding of the Buddha's teachings and the compassionate path to liberation. Integration of wisdom and compassion. The combination of wisdom, Mahāsthāma, and compassion, Avalokiteshvara, in the Western Pure Land Trinity demonstrates the Mahayana perspective that enlightenment is not merely intellectual understanding, but also deep empathy and care for the suffering of sentient beings. 4. Legends and folk beliefs. Miraculous origin. Some legends suggest that he was born from the radiant light of Amitabha Buddha, symbolizing sacred wisdom. This adds to his spiritual significance and mystical nature. Influence on art and culture. Through Buddhist paintings, sculptures, and architecture in East Asia, he is often depicted with a serene face and radiating light, reflecting his role in illuminating the path of liberation for humanity. Scriptural references and his mantra. Mahayana scriptures. Mentioning Mahāsthāmaprāpta. 1. Contemplation Sutra, Quan Wuliang Shou Ching. In this sutra, Mahāsthāmaprāpta appears alongside Avalokiteshvara as an attendant of Amitabha Buddha. When sentient beings recite the Buddha's name and vow to be reborn in the Western Pure Land, both he and Avalokiteshvara will escort their souls to Sukhavati. This sutra is one of the foundational texts of the Pure Land school, emphasizing Mahāsthāmaprāpta's role in the salvation of beings. 2. Infinite Life Sutra. This sutra also describes him as a powerful assistant of Amitabha Buddha, alongside Avalokiteshvara, protecting the Western Pure Land. He is depicted as possessing a radiant wisdom that shines across all realms, guiding sentient beings toward enlightenment and liberation. Shurangama Sutra, Shouleng Yanqing, Shouleng Yenging. A significant section of this sutra, known as the perfect penetration through mindfulness of the Buddha, Niệm Phật Viên Thông Chuang, details Mahāsthāmaprāpta's spiritual practice. He teaches that by wholeheartedly chanting Amitabha Buddha's name, one can attain perfect penetration, Viên Thông, meaning complete enlightenment. His teaching is considered the foundation of the Nianpho, Niệm Phật method in the Pure Land tradition, emphasizing the power of single-minded recitation of the Buddha's name. 4. Other scriptures. Avatamsaka Sutra, Huayanqing, Huayanjing. While not directly mentioning Mahāsthāmaprāpta, this sutra highlights great bodhisattvas of wisdom, aligning with his characteristics. Sutra of the Lotus Blossom of Compassion, Bihuaging. Referenced in some traditions, this sutra describes the past lives of Amitabha Buddha, mentioning the role of great bodhisattvas, such as Avalokiteshvara and Mahāsthāmaprāpta. General iconography of Bodhisattva Mahāsthāmaprāpta. In Buddhist scriptures, Bodhisattva Mahāsthāmaprāpta is depicted with a majestic and dignified appearance, radiating brilliant wisdom light. He is often seen standing or sitting to the right of Amitabha Buddha, facing Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva. Together, they form the Western Pure Land Trinity, Amitabha, Avalokiteshvara, and Mahāsthāmaprāpta, symbolizing compassion, wisdom, and the power to liberate sentient beings. Distinctive features of Bodhisattva Mahāsthāmaprāpta: majestic and powerful demeanor. His strong and dignified presence represents the boundless energy of enlightened wisdom. Jeweled crown emitting radiant light. His crown often features an image of Amitabha Buddha, symbolizing the unity of wisdom and compassion in guiding sentient beings. Brilliant light radiating from his crown. His wisdom light illuminates all 10 directions, dispelling ignorance and leading beings out of suffering. Holding a blue lotus or forming a mudra. The blue lotus represents pure wisdom, transcending all defilements of the world. Wearing golden robes or celestial garments, his attire symbolizes absolute purity and immeasurable merit. Seated or standing on a lotus throne, this signifies transcendence beyond the cycle of birth and death, moving toward ultimate enlightenment. The mantras of Bodhisattva Mahāsthāmaprāpta. Bodhisattva Mahāsthāmaprāpta has several associated mantras, though they are not as widely known as those of Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva. Below are some commonly recited ones. 1. Common invocation. Namo Mahāsthāmaprāpta Bodhisattva, Namu Dashi Di Pusat. This phrase is used to invoke the Bodhisattva's name, similar to how Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva's name is chanted. 2. Mahāsthāmaprāpta Bodhisattva Dharani, Dasatolani. This dharani is not widely circulated, but exists in certain Vajrayana traditions. 3. Esoteric mantra. Some Vajrayana lineages have esoteric mantras associated with Mahāsthāmaprāpta. Om Mahāsthāmaprāpta Svaha. Om, the sacred sound of the universe. Mahāsthāmaprāpta, the Sanskrit transliteration of the Bodhisattva's name. Svaha, a word expressing reverence and devotion. 4. Connection to Amitabha Buddha's mantras. As Mahāsthāmaprāpta Bodhisattva serves as an attendant to Amitabha Buddha, many practitioners combine his name with Amitabha's in their recitations. A common invocation in Pure Land Buddhism. Namo Amitabha Buddha, Namo Mahāsthāmaprāpta Bodhisattva. Shh. Some practitioners also recite Amitabha Buddha's 6-syllable Great Bright Mantra along with Mahāsthāmaprāpta's name, Om Amitabha Hri. Mahāsthāmaprāpta Bodhisattva is mentioned in many significant Buddhist scriptures, particularly within the Pure Land tradition. He represents wisdom and great energy, protecting sentient beings on the path to liberation. Though his mantras are not as well known as those of Avalokiteshvara or Amitabha Buddha, some practitioners recite them to seek wisdom and spiritual strength. The merits and vows of Bodhisattva Mahāsthāmaprāpta. Primary vow: illuminating sentient beings with wisdom. Mahāsthāmaprāpta Bodhisattva embodies great wisdom. His primary vow is to illuminate sentient beings, guiding them out of ignorance and toward liberation through the practice of reciting Amitabha Buddha's name. He emphasizes the power of a pure mind and right mindfulness. By sincerely chanting Amitabha Buddha's name, practitioners gradually let go of afflictions, purify their minds and bodies, and move toward enlightenment. The samadhi of mindfulness of the Buddha, which he teaches, is considered the most direct path to liberation. When the mind is fully focused on Amitabha Buddha's name, free from distractions and delusions, wisdom naturally arises, like the sun dispelling the darkness of ignorance. In the Shurangama Sutra, Mahāsthāmaprāpta Bodhisattva explains this method. By remembering the Buddha and reciting his name, one will surely see the Buddha in the present and future, never far from him. No other expedient methods are needed. The mind itself will open to enlightenment. This highlights that sincere recitation of Amitabha Buddha's name is the most direct path to liberation. Symbol of great heroic power, subduing demonic obstacles and protecting practitioners. Mahāsthāmaprāpta Bodhisattva is not only a symbol of wisdom, but also of unwavering spiritual strength, the great heroic power of the Buddhas. He has the ability to subdue demonic influences, dispel wrong views and delusions, and help practitioners stay firm on the path. In Buddhist iconography, he is often depicted emitting radiant light from his crown, symbolizing wisdom, and holding a mudra of protection. He frequently appears alongside Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva, both serving as the two primary attendants of Amitabha Buddha, representing great compassion, Avalokiteshvara, and great wisdom, Mahāsthāmaprāpta, two essential qualities in spiritual cultivation. When practitioners face obstacles, wandering thoughts, or interference from negative forces, sincerely chanting Mahāsthāmaprāpta Bodhisattva's name can help bring protection, inner stability, and unwavering focus, guiding and escorting devotees to the Pure Land. In Pure Land Buddhism, Mahāsthāmaprāpta Bodhisattva plays a crucial role in guiding, supporting, and escorting sincere practitioners to the Western Pure Land. He is always present to protect those who recite the Buddha's name, ensuring they overcome obstacles at the moment of death and attain rebirth in Amitabha's realm. Many Buddhist scriptures recount stories of sincere practitioners being personally escorted to the Pure Land by Mahāsthāmaprāpta and Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva. If a person maintains a pure mind and wholeheartedly recites the Buddha's name at the moment of passing, Mahāsthāmaprāpta will emit divine light to guide them safely to the Western Pure Land. Mahāsthāmaprāpta Bodhisattva serves as an inspiring example for all Buddhists, wisdom as the guiding principle, recitation of the Buddha's name as the practice, diligence and courage to overcome all suffering and obstacles in life. The role in esoteric Buddhism, one of the 5 wisdom Tathagatas, manifestation of the Vajra realm's wisdom power. In Vajrayana, esoteric Buddhism, Bodhisattva Mahāsthāmaprāpta is regarded as an emanation of Buddha Vajrasattva or Buddha Akshobhya, belonging to the wisdom of the Vajra realm. He represents the Vajra wisdom, clarity, determination, and immovability in the face of afflictions. Among the 5 wisdom Tathagatas, each Buddha symbolizes a supreme wisdom of the Buddhas. Vairākana Tathagata, wisdom of the Dharma realm. Akshobhya Tathagata, Vajra wisdom, indestructible wisdom. Ratnasambhava Tathagata, wisdom of equality. Amitabha Tathagata, wisdom of infinite light. Amoghasiddhi Tathagata, wisdom of accomplishment. Bodhisattva Mahāsthāmaprāpta is the embodiment of Vajra wisdom, capable of subduing all wrong views, dispelling ignorance, and leading practitioners to an unwaveringly pure mind. In esoteric Buddhist practices, chanting mantras associated with Bodhisattva Mahāsthāmaprāpta, such as the Vajrasattva mantra, has the power to purify karmic obstacles, protect practitioners, and strengthen the mind, making it as unshakable as a Vajra. Conclusion: Bodhisattva Mahāsthāmaprāpta is a great bodhisattva who aids sentient beings in transcending ignorance through supreme wisdom. His vow focuses on the practice of Buddha recitation, Nyanpho, guiding practitioners toward rebirth in the Pure Land. At the same time, he possesses the power to subdue demonic obstacles and protect those on the path of cultivation. In esoteric Buddhism, he is regarded as the manifestation of Vajra wisdom, helping practitioners achieve steadfastness, purity, and immovability, free from afflictions and karmic entanglements. Following his example, practitioners should be courageous and persistent on the path of cultivation. Focus on Buddha recitation to purify the mind. Use wisdom to illuminate themselves and assist others. By doing so, the path to liberation opens wide, leading to peace and ultimate enlightenment. 3 notable stories from Buddhist scriptures. The chapter on perfect penetration through Buddha recitation in the Shurangama Sutra, method and profound meaning. 1. Context and content of the chapter on perfect penetration through Buddha recitation. In the Shurangama Sutra, Nyem Jing, when Shakyamuni Buddha asked 25 sages, including bodhisattvas, arhats, and celestial beings about the methods they practiced to attain enlightenment. Each presented their approach. Among them, Bodhisattva Mahāsthāmaprāpta introduced the samadhi of Buddha recitation, also known as perfect penetration through Buddha recitation. He stated, "I recall countless eons ago, a Buddha named Immeasurable Light, Amitabha Buddha, appeared in the world. At that time, 12 successive Buddhas manifested. The last of these Buddhas taught me the method of Buddha recitation samadhi. By wholeheartedly contemplating the Buddha, I entered into right concentration. From then on, my mind resonated with the enlightened radiance of all Buddhas throughout the 10 directions. When mind and Buddha became one, free from duality, I attained perfect penetration." Shurangama Sutra, Scroll 5. This demonstrates that Buddha recitation is not merely a practice, but a direct path to merging with Buddha nature and attaining supreme enlightenment. 2. The method of Buddha recitation in the Shurangama Sutra. Buddha recitation is not just repeating a name. Many misunderstand that Buddha recitation is merely the repetition of a Buddha's name. However, according to Bodhisattva Mahāsthāmaprāpta, it is a profound process of anchoring the mind in Buddha nature, eliminating distractions, and gradually merging with the Buddha. He taught, "Gather in the 6 faculties, maintain pure and continuous mindfulness, and attain samadhi. This is the supreme method." Shurangama Sutra, Scroll 5. This emphasizes that practitioners must control the 6 faculties: eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind, so they are not swayed by external sensations. When pure mindfulness is sustained without interruption, the mind merges with the Buddha, leading to right concentration, samadhi. B. Steps to practice Buddha recitation samadhi. Buddhist scriptures outline various Buddha recitation methods, but Bodhisattva Mahāsthāmaprāpta emphasized the supreme method of single-minded absorption, constantly resting the mind on the Buddha's name without distraction. This practice progresses through 3 stages. 1. Reciting the Buddha's name aloud helps stabilize the mind and prevent drowsiness. 2. Silent recitation, Vajra recitation, fosters deep concentration. Though no sound is produced, awareness remains sharp. 3. Recitation within the mind, single-minded focus, reaches the state where recitation occurs effortlessly and the mind fully unites with the Buddha, transcending conceptual thought. This corresponds to the state of one mind undisturbed, Isin Buluan, mentioned in the Amitabha Sutra. If a virtuous man or woman hears of Amitabha Buddha and recites his name, whether for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, up to 7 days, with one mind undisturbed, then at the time of death, Amitabha Buddha and his holy assembly will appear to welcome them into the Pure Land. Amitabha Sutra. Thus, Buddha recitation is not just a method of practice, it is a swift and direct path to enlightenment. The meaning of perfect penetration in Buddha recitation. A. What is perfect penetration? Perfect penetration, when, refers to complete enlightenment, free from obstacles, where there is no longer any distinction between oneself and the Buddha, between recitation and non-recitation. Bodhisattva Mahāsthāmaprāpta taught, "When my mind recites the Buddha's name, my mind is the Buddha. The Buddha and my mind are not two, not different. This is called perfect penetration." Shurama Sutra, Scroll 5. This means that when a practitioner reaches the highest level of Buddha recitation, they no longer perceive the Buddha as external. Instead, they have merged with Buddha nature itself. B. Perfect penetration and enlightenment. Unlike other methods that require passing through multiple stages of cultivation, the Buddha recitation method is considered a path of perfect penetration because by wholeheartedly reciting the Buddha's name, one can unite with the Buddha and attain enlightenment in the present moment. This aligns with the Shurangama Sutra, which states, "The true mind is originally pure, but due to delusive thoughts, it continues to flow. If delusive thoughts cease, the intrinsic awareness manifests." Shurangama Sutra, Scroll 2. Thus, Buddha recitation is a method that helps the mind settle, cease its distractions, and attain the perfect penetration of its inherent nature. Connection with the Pure Land path. A. Buddha recitation as the gateway to the Western Pure Land. The Contemplation of Infinite Life Sutra teaches, If any sentient being single-mindedly chants the name of Amitabha Buddha, at the time of death, the Buddha, along with his holy assembly, will come to guide them to be reborn in the Pure Land. Contemplation of Infinite Life Sutra, Chapter 16. This continues the teaching of Bodhisattva Mahāsthāmaprāpta. Buddha recitation not only purifies the mind in this life, but also serves as the path that leads sentient beings to the Western Pure Land, liberating them from the cycle of birth and death. Pe, the Buddha recitation method, and the thought of Bodhisattva Mahāsthāmaprāpta. In the Shurangama Sutra, Bodhisattva Mahāsthāmaprāpta chose Buddha recitation as his path to realization and attained perfect penetration. This affirms that Buddha recitation is not just a skillful means, but a direct path to enlightenment. Thus, the perfect penetration Buddha recitation method not only helps practitioners achieve enlightenment in this lifetime, but also guarantees liberation after death, in accordance with the spirit of both the Shurangama Sutra and the Amitabha Sutra. Bodhisattva Mahāsthāmaprāpta, subduing demonic obstructions, a symbol of enlightened power. 1. The image and power of Bodhisattva Mahāsthāmaprāpta. In many Buddhist traditions, especially Tibetan Vajrayana, Bodhisattva Mahāsthāmaprāpta is not only recognized as a symbol of wisdom and the radiance of enlightenment, but also plays a role as a Dharma protector, subduing demonic obstructions and safeguarding practitioners. In certain scriptures, Mahāsthāmaprāpta appears with a radiant halo, symbolizing his boundless wisdom that dispels the darkness of ignorance and repels demonic disturbances. He is often depicted with a golden body, symbolizing purity and omniscience, light emanating from his crown, illuminating the 10 directions and eradicating all evil, holding a blue lotus or the sword of wisdom, representing the power to conquer ignorance and protect the Dharma, standing or seated on a lotus throne, signifying boundless compassion and perfect wisdom. In the Contemplation Sutra, Amitayurdhyana Sutra, the Buddha describes Mahāsthāmaprāpta as follows. Mahāsthāmaprāpta Bodhisattva radiates light throughout the 10 directions, helping sentient beings eliminate afflictions, distance themselves from demonic obstructions, and progress toward enlightenment. Contemplation Sutra, Chapter 23. This demonstrates that his radiance is not merely symbolic, but a real means to help practitioners overcome obstacles and attain perfect wisdom. Nashra 2. The role of subduing demonic obstructions in Buddhist scriptures. A. In the Shurangama Sutra, the power of wisdom light. In the Shurangama Sutra, when the Buddha expounds on the 25 perfect penetration methods, Bodhisattva Mahāsthāmaprāpta presents the method of Buddha recitation samadhi to attain enlightenment. He affirms that when practitioners wholeheartedly recite the Buddha's name, the Buddha's light will shine upon them, enabling them to vanquish demons and transcend all obstacles. He teaches, when my mind recites the Buddha's name, my mind becomes the Buddha. When mind and Buddha are unified, no demonic force can invade. The light of wisdom illuminates, causing all obstacles to dissipate. Shurangama Sutra, Volume 5. This reveals that the power to subdue demonic obstructions does not come from external force, but from inner purity, unwavering wisdom, and an unshakable mind. B. In the Mahāvairocana Sutra, the protective role of Mahāsthāmaprāpta. In the Mahāvairocana Sutra of Vajrayana Buddhism, Bodhisattva Mahāsthāmaprāpta appears as a Dharma protector, safeguarding practitioners from demonic influences. He is regarded as an embodiment of enlightened power, preventing practitioners from being misled by external forces. The scripture states, when a practitioner chants the name of Bodhisattva Mahāsthāmaprāpta, his radiance will dispel the darkness of demonic obstructions. If malevolent spirits or demons attempt to disturb them, simply reciting the name of Mahāsthāmaprāpta with sincere devotion will dissolve all fear. Mahāvairocana Sutra, Volume 2. Thus, Mahāsthāmaprāpta is venerated in Vajrayana as a Dharma protector, aiding practitioners in resisting malevolent forces, preventing external disturbances, and subduing internal delusions. 3. A symbol of protection in Buddhist tradition. Protecting practitioners on the path to enlightenment. Mahāsthāmaprāpta not only subdues demonic obstructions, but also serves as a guardian for practitioners, ensuring that they remain steadfast amid the trials of mind and environment. In the Contemplation Sutra, the Buddha teaches, when sentient beings recite the name of Bodhisattva Mahāsthāmaprāpta, he will manifest to protect them, helping them escape misfortunes and karmic obstacles, guiding them toward enlightenment. Contemplation Sutra, Chapter 25. This illustrates that whether facing external challenges or internal struggles, those who follow Mahāsthāmaprāpta's path receive his blessings through wisdom's illumination, enabling them to overcome afflictions and attain enlightenment. B. His connection with Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva. In the Lotus Treasury World Sutra, Bodhisattva Mahāsthāmaprāpta and Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva are referred to as the two noble attendants of Amitabha Buddha, always accompanying him in delivering sentient beings. Avalokiteshvara represents compassion, rescuing beings from suffering. Mahāsthāmaprāpta represents wisdom and strength, helping beings subdue obstacles and attain enlightenment. By reciting Mahāsthāmaprāpta's name, practitioners not only receive protection, but also cultivate inner strength to overcome difficulties in life and practice. Conclusion. Bodhisattva Mahāsthāmaprāpta is not only a symbol of wisdom, but also a powerful Dharma protector, subduing demonic obstructions and safeguarding practitioners on the path to enlightenment. In the Shurangama Sutra, he emphasizes that the power of single-minded Buddha recitation can subdue all demonic influences. In the Mahāvairocana Sutra, he appears as a Dharma protector, defending practitioners against malevolent forces. In the Contemplation Sutra, he is a guiding companion, assisting sentient beings in attaining rebirth in the Pure Land. Thus, Mahāsthāmaprāpta is not only a beacon of wisdom, but also a formidable guardian, ensuring that practitioners remain steadfast, overcome all obstacles, and attain ultimate enlightenment. Bodhisattva Mahāsthāmaprāpta, appearing to guide sentient beings in the Contemplation Sutra. In the Contemplation Sutra, Guan Wuliangshou Jing, the Buddha Shakyamuni expounds 16 visualization practices that help sentient beings attain rebirth in the Western Pure Land, where Amitabha Buddha resides alongside two great bodhisattvas, Avalokiteshvara and Mahāsthāmaprāpta. Bodhisattva Mahāsthāmaprāpta plays a crucial role in guiding beings at the time of death, ensuring their transition to a peaceful realm. 1. Appearance at the time of death. The Contemplation Sutra records that if a person diligently recites the Buddha's name and aspires for rebirth in the Pure Land, at the moment of death, Bodhisattva Mahāsthāmaprāpta and Avalokiteshvara will appear. They will hold a golden lotus flower, radiating brilliant light to welcome the dying person to the Western Pure Land. In Chapter 12 of the Contemplation Sutra, the Buddha states, if there are sentient beings who wholeheartedly recite the name of Amitabha Buddha, then at the time of death, the Buddha, along with the sacred assembly, will appear before them. At that moment, Avalokiteshvara and Mahāsthāmaprāpta will shine their light upon the dying person and guide them to my pure land. Contemplation Sutra, Chapter 12. The appearance of these two bodhisattvas not only alleviates the fear of death, but also ensures that the departing being will not fall into the cycle of rebirth. Additionally, in the Amitabha Sutra, the Buddha affirms, if someone hears the name of Amitabha Buddha and wholeheartedly contemplates it, then at the moment of death, the Buddha, along with Avalokiteshvara, Mahāsthāmaprāpta, and the sacred assembly, will come to guide them, leading them to rebirth in the Pure Land. Amitabha Sutra. This highlights that mindfulness of the Buddha's name is the key to receiving the guidance of these two bodhisattvas, helping sentient beings escape the suffering of samsara. 2. Radiant light as a symbol of enlightenment. One of the defining characteristics of Bodhisattva Mahāsthāmaprāpta is his radiant wisdom light. This light not only illuminates the path to rebirth, but also removes spiritual obstacles. In Chapter 17 of the Contemplation Sutra, it is described, when a dying person sees Mahāsthāmaprāpta Bodhisattva appear, he emits a golden light, shining as brilliantly as the sun, dispelling the darkness of ignorance. Any sentient being who comes into contact with this light will have their karmic obstructions eliminated and will give rise to great joy. Contemplation Sutra, Chapter C. The significance of this radiant light includes dispelling ignorance. It awakens sentient beings, freeing them from delusions in the mundane world. Eliminating fear. Death is often a source of fear, but the Bodhisattva's light brings peace and confidence in the path of enlightenment. Guiding rebirth. The radiant light serves as a luminous path, leading beings from darkness to the pure land. This demonstrates that Bodhisattva Mahāsthāmaprāpta not only guides beings to the Pure Land, but also helps them attain awakening in their final moments. 3. Spiritual meaning, transformation and enlightenment. Being guided by Bodhisattva Mahāsthāmaprāpta is not merely an act of salvation, but also a profound spiritual transformation. Practitioners of the Buddha recitation method seek not only liberation from suffering, but also enlightenment. In the Avatamsaka Sutra, chapter Entering the Dharma Realm, it is taught, Bodhisattva Mahāsthāmaprāpta uses his boundless wisdom to liberate sentient beings. When they generate faith in Buddha recitation, his wisdom immediately shines upon them, helping them relinquish attachments and turn their minds toward purity. Avatamsaka Sutra, chapter Entering the Dharma Realm. This reveals that 1. Those who are guided are not only liberated, but also attain inner purity. 2. The Buddha recitation practice is not merely seeking salvation, but a method for self-awakening. 3. Rebirth in the Pure Land is the beginning of higher spiritual cultivation, leading to ultimate liberation. 4. Conclusion. In the Contemplation Sutra, Bodhisattva Mahāsthāmaprāpta plays a significant role in guiding sentient beings to the Western Pure Land. He appears at the time of death, radiating light to lead those who have practiced Buddha recitation to a blissful realm. His presence helps beings overcome the fear of death. His radiant light dispels ignorance and opens the path to enlightenment. Being guided by him is not only an act of salvation, but also a gateway to higher wisdom and spiritual purity. This demonstrates that Buddha recitation is not just a practice for rebirth, but a profound path leading to complete awakening and ultimate liberation. Conclusion. The meaning and lessons from Bodhisattva Mahāsthāmaprāpta. Bodhisattva Mahāsthāmaprāpta is a significant figure in Mahayana Buddhism, representing wisdom and the power of enlightenment. In the Western Pure Land Trinity, if Amitabha Buddha symbolizes infinite compassion and Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva embodies merciful salvation, then Mahāsthāmaprāpta Bodhisattva represents boundless wisdom and spiritual strength. These three qualities are essential for one to transcend the sea of birth and death and attain liberation. Stories and scriptures related to Mahāsthāmaprāpta emphasize the crucial role of wisdom in the path of practice. The wisdom he symbolizes is not just knowledge, but realized wisdom, a wisdom capable of cutting through ignorance and leading sentient beings to liberation. One of the key highlights of his vows is the practice of Buddha recitation, Nyanpho. The chapter on perfect penetration through Buddha recitation in the Shurangama Sutra asserts that this method can help practitioners achieve unwavering concentration, unite with the Buddha, and attain enlightenment. This emphasizes that a focused mind and perseverance in Buddha recitation can bring about true wisdom and awakening. Lessons from the image and vows of Bodhisattva Mahāsthāmaprāpta. 1. Wisdom as the foundation of spiritual practice. Bodhisattva Mahāsthāmaprāpta represents perfect wisdom. In life, no matter how kind-hearted or meritorious we are, without wisdom, we may still make mistakes. Wisdom helps us understand the true nature of the world, avoid delusion, and make the right decisions in both practice and daily life. Practical lesson. In spiritual practice and daily life, we should cultivate wisdom through right thinking, studying Buddhist scriptures, and practicing mindfulness. 2. The power of Buddha recitation and unwavering focus. The Buddha recitation method emphasized by Mahāsthāmaprāpta is a simple yet profoundly powerful practice. He teaches that if one can focus their mind solely on the Buddha's name, without distraction, they will ultimately attain union with the Buddha, which is enlightenment. Practical lesson. In the busyness of life, If we can commit wholeheartedly to a single practice, remain consistent, and not be swayed by external distractions, we will certainly achieve success. 3. Great strength, great wisdom, great compassion. The three essential elements of spiritual practice. Mahāsthāmaprāpta Bodhisattva embodies great strength, immense spiritual power, and great wisdom, infinite insight, while Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva is the manifestation of great compassion, unconditional love. These three qualities are fundamental for any spiritual practitioner. Compassion to help sentient beings, wisdom to recognize the truth and avoid delusion, spiritual strength to persist on the path without retreating. Practical lesson. When facing difficulties in life or practice, we should maintain perseverance, use wisdom to discern right from wrong, and cultivate compassion for all beings. Transforming karmic obstacles through wisdom and right practice. In many stories, Mahāsthāmaprāpta has the power to subdue demons and help sentient beings break free from karmic bondage. This teaches us that if we wish to transform negative karma from the past, we must not only perform good deeds, but also learn to perceive everything with wisdom, without being controlled by emotions or attachments. Practical lesson. Instead of blaming or fearing karmic consequences, we should practice mindfulness, take control of our thoughts and actions, and use wisdom to dissolve suffering. Summary. The path of practice through the image of Bodhisattva Mahāsthāmaprāpta. Cultivate wisdom. Study Buddhist scriptures, reflect and practice to develop true wisdom. Persevere in Buddha recitation. This simple yet effective method calms the mind and leads to liberation. Combine great compassion with great wisdom. Use wisdom to understand and compassion to act, helping others along the way. Maintain unwavering determination. No matter the challenges, a strong spiritual resolve will allow us to overcome all obstacles. Mahāsthāmaprāpta Bodhisattva teaches that as long as one perseveres on the path of practice, whether in this life or the next, they can attain enlightenment and ultimate liberation. Thank you for watching the video. If you found it helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any new content. See you in the next video.